If you can't stand Kim Jong Un, wait until you hear all about his lifestyle. While his own people go on days and days without eating, he enjoys lavish meals, fine drinks, and spends loads of cash on entertainment. Stay tuned to see what a typical day in his life looks like. Unlike most world leaders with a fixed wake-up time, Kim Jong Un's schedule varies based on how much he partied the night before. He has a unique way of starting the day in Pyongyang. He blasts a peculiar song, "Where Are You Dear General?" through loudspeakers in the city. It's not your usual wake-up call. It sounds more like eerie, ghostly sounds haunting the city. It seems this unique wake-up routine is just for the citizens of North Korea, not for Kim Jong Un himself. His day begins in his luxurious palace, known as the Rongsong Residence, where he lives with his wife, Ray Solju, and their children. This place is no ordinary home. It's where the supreme leader resides. The palace is loaded with fancy amenities like lakefront banquet halls, a huge swimming pool with a water slide, a running track, an athletic field, a spa, horse stables with a riding area, a shooting range, a horse racing track, and more. Now, when you think about what an ordinary person does after waking up, it's usually a quick trip to the bathroom. But here's the twist. North Korea claims that Kim Jong Un is so devoted and hardworking to help the Korean people prosper that he doesn't waste any energy. They've made similar claims about his father, Kim Jong-il, and even his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Quite unusual, isn't it? In the past, it might sound amusing, but this is what North Koreans genuinely believe, or are strongly influenced to believe. No one in their right mind would buy into something so far-fetched. However, North Koreans are so deeply indoctrinated that they view their dictator as not just a leader, but as a godlike figure. The regime molds their thinking to the point where they think their leader doesn't need to deal with everyday human stuff, like using the restroom. If you hear stories from North Korean citizens who managed to escape the country and share their experiences with the world, you'd learn how they survived in this isolated nation. They talk about being brainwashed from birth, being taught that Kim is a god. They believed he could read their thoughts, and even thinking negative things might get them killed. But does Kim Jong Un really care? Absolutely not. His day starts with a freshly brewed cup of coffee, as if he's the busiest person on the planet. For the supreme leader, who supposedly has a schedule filled with monumental responsibilities, that cup of coffee is his ultimate fatigue-fighting solution. That morning, coffee might be the only common ground most of us can relate to. But let's not jump to conclusions too quickly, because the similarity ends right there. While many of us settle for a regular cup of joe, the North Korean leader goes all out, choosing only the finest exotic coffee blends money can buy. You can bet it costs a small fortune. Kim is a big fan of the best Brazilian coffee. This coffee is just one of the many luxury items he imports, both for his personal pleasure and for the privileged circles around him. Historical data indicates it often comes with a price tag of up to $500 per pound. In 2016, North Korea reportedly spent nearly $1 million on Brazilian coffee for its supreme leader. But it's not just the cost that makes it special. It's also incredibly rare and hard to come by within North Korea. This coffee symbolizes Kim Jong-un's lavish lifestyle and authority. It's just one example of his opulent taste, and we can only hope he shares some with his friends and family. After his morning caffeine fix, it's time for Mr. Kim's grand breakfast. But here's the ironic twist. Nearly half of North Korea's population struggles to find enough to eat. A UN report suggests that around 12 million North Koreans face hunger and food shortages. Yet, at the same time, their leader, Kim Jong Un, enjoys a breakfast that most can only dream of. His lavish table, piled high with mouth-watering dishes, raises many eyebrows. That's not surprising, considering one of the few things we know about him is that Kim Jong Un is a true food lover, and it's the most crucial part of his day. Let's not forget, Kim's got quite the waistline to prove it. Instead of a simple breakfast like cereal or toast, he goes all out with a spread fit for a king. So, what's on his morning feast menu? Well, no ordinary appetizer for him. He starts big with high-quality bacon, sausages, and premium steaks. But don't think of them as your regular breakfast meats. We're talking prime cuts like Italian Parma ham and Wagyu beef. As you might have guessed by now, he doesn't exactly follow the healthiest diet, so exercise is not part of his morning routine. He even has a team of high-class scientists dedicated to prolonging his life as much as possible. It's almost as if they're trying to ensure he stays supreme leader for eternity. As reported by the Washington Post, Kim Jong Un receives medical treatment from a team of Russian doctors who visit him regularly to assess his health, provide injections and medications. Now, let's talk about his daily activities. Once Mr. Kim is stuffed enough to get his day started, he steps out of his impressive mansion and pays visits to factories, construction sites, farms, and markets. This elaborate routine serves as part of a propaganda campaign designed to make the people of North Korea believe that Kim genuinely cares about their welfare. However, his public persona is far from his true self. Before making a public appearance, Kim Jong Un goes through an elaborate process to project himself as the supreme leader. He's very particular about what he wears, often seen in a dark suit, tie, or a jacket reminiscent of his grandfather's style. His unique haircut features shaved sides and a longer top, giving the illusion of greater height. But he's so strict about hairstyles that North Korea has only 28 state-approved ones, with none resembling his. When it comes to hobbies, Kim has a passion for basketball, particularly the NBA. He developed this interest during his time in Switzerland, where he became a fan of the Chicago Bulls. This led to an unusual friendship with former NBA player Dennis Rodman. Despite the complicated relationship between the US and North Korea, Rodman maintained that his friendship with Kim was primarily about basketball, not politics. Kim's style extends to his personal collection of high-end watches, valued at over $8.2 million. He also carries binoculars everywhere, and he has a car collection that includes an Audi R8, Range Rover, and an armored Rolls-Royce Phantom, among others. His favorite is the Mercedes-Maybach limousine, which costs $1.6 million. He even owns a 95-foot luxury yacht, My Princess, worth an estimated $7 million, used for official visits and leisure trips. Kim Jong Un is all about living in style and comfort, while his people face poverty and hunger. His extravagant spending is directed more toward maintaining his image and personal security, including an elite team of bodyguards who are highly trained martial artists. But there's a height requirement to join this exclusive team. You must be shorter than 5 feet 5 inches. That's a wrap for today's video. What aspect of Kim Jong Un's daily life surprised or shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.